Parrish here to talk about 300 Rise of an Empire. Is it much of a thriller? Is it gripping?
You know, I spent the first half of the film trying to figure out whether it was a sequel or a prequel to the 2007 smash hit 300. I finally figured out that it's actually telling the same story but from a different angle. So I relaxed a little bit. You know, there's more beefcake in this film than you'll find in a Ruth Chris steakhouse. And it's probably best enjoyed on a guilty pleasure level, the way the first one was.
So what audience are they after here?
I think boys of all ages, essentially. I like it in many respects more than the first one because it takes itself less seriously. It's also shorter, moves a little quicker. Plus, it embraces the built-in campiness of the sword and sandal genre that the first one tried to disown.
What about some of the performances in it?
You know, the ironic thing about both of the 300 films is that as much wall-to-wall testosterone as there is in these films, they're both stolen by women. Lena Headey in the first one, and in this one, Eva Green, who some may remember as a Bond girl in Casino Royale, Daniel Craig's first Bond outing from 2006. She's fantastic in this movie. And I have to say also that it earns its R rating, and the movie is probably at its best when it's at its bloodiest. So let's leave it at that.
All right, well, let's give 300 Rise of an Empire a grade.
A B.
Okay, we're going to give that a B. We want to remind you what else is playing at the box office right now. We've got Nonstop, Son of God, The Lego Movie, 3 Days to Kill, and Pompeii. And then new on DVD, The Grand Master, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Philomena, and 12 Years a Slave. Of course, for anybody who didn't catch some of those Oscar nominated, they can see them now because they're out on DVD.
Just about every one of the major Oscar contenders will be out on DVD by the end of March.
Right. We want to take note too. Back in January,
January 24th,
January.
the day after the nominations were announced, I predicted the winners of last Sunday's telecast, and I was 100% accurate, despite the fact that we actually taped that segment 3 days before the nominations were even announced.
So before the nominations, you knew who the winners would be.
That's the kind of seer I am.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you, Milan. You can, of course, watch Milan's movie reviews anytime at WKBN.com.